Meeting after the meeting, as I call it. This is the meeting after the meeting. The meeting after the meeting. This is the meeting after the meeting. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I trust all is well with everyone. We're gonna come on here tonight. We're gonna talk about some of the stuff we probably learned in our Holy Day meeting that may bring to some light to some people. I really hope that this TikTok thing will go the way it needs to go because I don't know. When I do this TikTok studio thing, it doesn't tend to come out the correct way. I don't know why, but it don't come out right, y'all. I got a few people that should be coming on. I'm gonna wait for them to come on so that we can get into this thing. Hold on, I gotta move this light a little bit. So it might be a little jumpy. Cause I need to get this one like in front of me. So just in case I see somebody say something, I trust all is well. It was a great holiday. I hope you all had an amazing holiday. I wanted to come on here because it's been some great meetings going on. The great meeting is on. The great meeting is always on Fridays. No matter what, someone's having an amazing meeting. So we're going to come on here tonight just to talk about what we probably got from our meetings, what we can bring to the people and helping the people, how this can help us come together more, um, how we really take our place in the affairs of men. You know what I'm saying? How that really starts to work out for us. I'm really trusting that this thing will work over here on this TikTok. Cause honey, I'm trying to tell y'all, they be tripping over here sometimes. So we'll see how long it'll let me go on because I might have to go in and out of TikTok because sometimes that's what happens. See, like it's saying right now, I don't understand why it does this, but it does. While I'm waiting for people to come into the rooms. Hmm. Tell me that I want to learn more about it. Hey, hey, hey. We over on StreamYard. We're on TikTok. So that's on YouTube, over here on YouTube, and Facebook. Just waiting for my peoples to come in. That's all. So we can get started on this meeting after the meeting. We don't want to call it an after party, but it's the meeting after the great meeting. What did you learn? How was your meeting? How was your meeting today? How was it? What did y'all discuss? I mean, you may not want to talk about all that you discussed, but what did you learn? What can you bring to the people? What can you demonstrate to the people so that we can start moving things in a different way and bringing unity and also teaching our people who they really are. What can we do better? What did you get from your meeting that can help us help each other? That's what I like to know. And you could come on up to the stage if you want to. Come on if you like. It would be great to have more people in the discussion. So that's why we're on TikTok, we're on StreamYard, and we're over here on Facebook. So at any time you might want to come in one of these rooms and speak on how you feel, what we could do better, where you see us going, where you see us not going. So that's what this is about. Um, because I feel this could bring us more unity with one another by doing things like this. So that's why we decided to do it. So I'm just waiting on Islam, Sister Kiana. I trust all is well with you, my love. I'm glad you came in. I'm sure you'll come up and say some things. I don't know what's going on with this over here. This is why I don't be fooling with this. This is why I just sometimes say, just go on over to your TikTok regularly. Um, so coming up. Come on, Bashira. Where you at, girl? Where you at? I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you. So we can get this started. Um, My Holy Day meeting was amazing. So I attend the Holy Temple of Science here in Atlanta, Georgia. My teacher is Brother John Keenan Bay, an amazing teacher. I talk a lot about John, Brother John. That's my spiritual father. That's my teacher in so many ways. He's just an amazing teacher. Let me say that. An amazing teacher too. So our Holy Day meeting was, he uses the hammer, which I love so much because he always uses the hammer. And in using the hammer, it helps me to get in better line with what I need to do for myself, and also how I can better show up for the people. For the people. So you are? I don't see you nowhere. Oh, there you go. Oh, my fault, sis. My fault. My fault. Add to the stage. My fault. I didn't see my girl sitting there. All right. Did you come up? Did I get you up there? Yeah, I did. All right. I see you now. No, I can't hear you. Let's see. Hold on. Speak. No, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Go out and come. Oh, you're gonna go out and come back? Okay. Here. Okay. Go out and come back. 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 Come back, Sister Bashira. Come on back, sis. I don't even see her sitting. There she goes. Okay, let's see how this works. Y'all can come on StreamYard too if you would like. It would be
Hear
great.
me?
Come on
Can
up. We would love
can
for you to
you
come on with us. I can hear
can
you.
you
It's long.
you can hear me? You can hear me.
I can hear you loud and clear.
I just want to make sure. Okay.
It's long.
Islam.
Let's push this back some. Hold on. So, how was your holiday meeting?
Islam. My holiday meeting was very, very enlightening. It was awesome. Very inquisitive. Of we was talking about the holy instructions, the breath of heaven. So it was great.
Really? Oh, I bet that was spicy,
It was
spicy,
it
huh?
was it was deep,
It was deep. Yeah,
deep
mine was
within.
pretty deep too. Mine was deep, deep. I was like, Brother John used a hammer. I swear he used a sledgehammer at times. I'm like,
Islam.
he goes. So, yeah, so we wanted to come on and just talk about what we've learned, how we could, what we learned today in our holiday meetings, and how we could better assist with our people. How can we better show up for each other? What are the solutions we might can grab from this in helping, not giving out too much, but enough to get the people, get them moving, put a little fire under them.
Islam.
Because do you realize who came through here last night with this hurricane? Do you know who came through here?
Mother Earth.
The
Allah, the
generals,
spirit. The
the
spirit,
generals,
that breath, that
the
life
generals,
flow.
the generals came, baby. They came through last night. Hurricane Helena, and we got what, two more tropicals out there. And what did Marcus Garvey tell you? You can catch them in the whirlwind. Didn't he say that?
Man,
The whirlwind. We gotta understand what's going on in our atmosphere, in our universe, and how it affects us, and us being Muslims, the Moors, we should know how to better navigate, because we should be feeling these energies and know what's going on and be better to show up. That's how we fail. That's why we don't understand the soul attaching to that soul thing. I'm waiting on you,
Ooh.
sis. What's wrong? Oh shoot, wait a minute. What you doing? Don't be going away. Okay.
What's going on?
I was trying to like what you put and it was about to take the live off. I'm like, no, no, don't go away. Don't go away. Stay right there. Stay right there.
Okay. So you're streaming tonight on StreamYard, TikTok, Facebook.
TikTok and Facebook, yes. So my
Okay.
StreamYard, because StreamYard is it's gotten expensive. It used to only be $20. Now it's $50. I said, oh no, we just YouTubing it over on StreamYard right now. So it'll be on YouTube, TikTok. I recording it on TikTok, Facebook, StreamYard. I can't record it because this is the free account.
Islam. So are
I
we
still
are
think
we
it's gonna
on
have
thing?
good information. Hmm?
You said you did what?
I just think we'll have great information that we could share and use different reels, things we could do.
Absolutely.
What were you about to say?
Absolutely. No, I'm trying to get on ugh, all these different types of streams. Yes, yes, yes. That's all.
Hey.
So are we waiting for anyone who's trying to enter the meeting?
No, I sent out a few invites. I was just gonna see who might come in, who would, but we can get this thing started. Sometimes
No,
people are trickle in.
we can wait. We can wait.
Okay, we can wait. We can wait. If y'all want to come on, come on. We just discussing how our Friday holiday was. How was your Friday? Were you affected by any of this weather? Whatever you might want to come on here and discuss. But we bringing some solutions to the community. We want to help in building that in some way, shape, or form. Correct, Sister Bashira?
Islam.
Wow.
Trying to get everyone to reach within their conscious minds by using um, the tools that was set out from the prophet.
Yes, Islam. Definitely. Definitely. Definitely.
I got too many codes.
Do you? I got too many
Too
codes.
many. That's my. I got too many codes to get into all my stuff. I be trying to get into on this, and I be writing down everything. But for
Uh-huh.
somehow I got so many different journals, books. I just be jotting stuff in each one wherever which one is the closest.
Exactly.
And I'm
Exactly.
like, don't. I'm just like, okay. So yeah, I could have sworn. Oh well.
No.
Um,
Let me see. I was trying to see who else
let
was
me see if I
on.
can. If
Who
I
else I can invite? Huh.
no, I just want to make sure if I was getting into.
And some reason my TikTok studio does not act right on my computer. It's like TikTok does so much better, but you know, whatever. It does do something like that. I don't know what's going on. I want to know what these people learned today. I want to know. Want to know. I'm inviting people. Let's see. This was last minute though, wasn't it? Not like we put anything.
We just be.
We just be like, let's go. We just gonna go for it.
Mhm.
We just gonna flow with this thing. Um, I guess we can wait a few more minutes if you want to. If not, we could just roll on, start talking, and as people come in, then we can invite them up. Did you freeze?
No, I'm finally getting. Oh wow.
Oh, Like, did you freeze up? I want to see if I can make this thing go to just regular TikTok from my computer, but for some reason I don't think it wants to do it. It do it fine on the phone and on everything else, but computer it be tripping. Let's see what this one do. So we talked a lot about knowledge. We talked a lot about unity, about what else? We did unity. We did chapter social duties, chapter 2. So was some really good ones. Let me see if I can get this thing to work over here because I like this form. What if I don't want to do that? Are you still there, Bashara? Because your thing is frozen completely.
Um,
Oh, there
something
you
else.
go. Okay. I'm like,
You
wait,
can see
it's
me.
frozen. No, I can't see you. Your camera's off.
Okay, let me go back. I don't even know how to.
She said, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I gotta go back to my little gotta go back to that one and I don't know. I think we just gonna go on and
I got it.
you got it? Okay. She said, I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. I got it.
What is it, Kylan? What?
You have Facebook?
Yeah, this computer. I don't like using your computer. It's what?
Did you put your information in there though? You put your information in there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it out when we get done.
You laughing at me, Sis Latay?
I don't trust a school computer because that like it's used.
Or did you want to be in this meeting and speak, give your praises? Okay, thank you. I just
She
wanted to
said,
know.
no.
He
She
said
said,
nay.
no, I don't. I don't, Mom. I'm cool. I don't want to be in it. What did he say? No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't, Mom. I'm cool. I don't want to be in it. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go back to TikTok Live Studio then, because my TikTok on this computer is not working.
Can you
It
shut your
just
door?
wants me to download the video. I guess nobody wants to talk about that class. I guess they didn't have no good holy day.
So I thought you were speaking to someone before I got on here.
No, there was a couple of people on the Facebook Live. Dang, I sound different on your computer.
You hear it?
Yes, my voice
That's
don't
what I'm
sound as
saying. I'm trying to understand, like, how is it lagging on one and the other? Like, this computer is on a whole different time. I'm gonna mute you.
Oh wow. Okay, I see that. Okay. But I want you to
Yeah.
you want to start? Do you want to start?
Sheikahs, you are the Sheikahs. I'm gonna need you to open up all meetings promptly.
Yes, ma'am. Hold on, let me get this together. Hold on, let me go live. Yes, ma'am. Let me go
Just-
live. She said, I'm gonna need you to go there. Okay, I'll open this meeting. Yes, ma'am. Here I come. Islam, Islam, Islam. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Can we all stand as we recite our Moorish American prayer? We're going to turn to the east. It's going within. We put up 5 fingers on the left, two on the right, with our heels touching one another. Standing on our square, repeat after me. Allah,
Allah,
the Father of the universe,
the Father of the universe,
the Father of love,
the Father of love,
truth,
truth,
peace,
peace,
freedom,
freedom,
and justice.
and justice.
Allah is my protector,
Allah is my protector,
my guide,
my guide,
and my salvation
and my salvation
by night
by night
and by day
and by day
through his holy prophet,
through his holy prophet,
Drew Ali.
Drew Ali.
Amen.
Amen.
Islam.
Islam.
Islam. Would you like me to read the laws, or we just going to give honors to the laws?
We can give honors to the laws.
Islam. I want to rise and give high holy praises to Allah, our Father God Allah, the Father of the universe. I want to rise and give honors to all the illustrious and divine prophets that brought us all the wonderful works. Islam. I ask Allah to
Islam.
bind our hearts and minds together as thou did in ancient times. Islam.
Islam.
Yes. So welcome to the meeting after.
The
The
great
meeting
meeting.
after the great meeting. The great meeting after the great meeting. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
The great meeting after the great meeting. Yes. So this great after meeting is on. So we could talk about some things that can help better us as a people, help take us to the next level so we can ascend to the next level. Because we are weighing ourselves down with a lot of the things that we're allowing to weigh us down. Islam.
Islam.
And we need to we got to be better at coming and helping our people to navigate through this, because we are the original GPS. We should know how to navigate on this plane better than what we are doing at this time. Islam.
Islam.
Yes, ma'am. And would you like to
I
say
just,
something?
I would like to say, I would like to give my praise and honors,
Islam.
rising, giving all praise and honors to the Father God of the universe, the most compassionate, most merciful, the creator of all things made manifest. I also give my highest honors to our illustrious prophet, Noble Drew Ali, and also giving honors to the forerunner, Marcus Garvey, and also giving honors to everyone that is a part of the Moorish Science Temple of America movement of uplift and follow humanity. Islam.
Islam.
I just had a question. I just wanted to say, I wanted to ask you, what is Islamism to you?
What is Islamism to
Yeah.
me?
What is Islamism to you? Tonight we kind of went back into our relations to our divinity of our religion, about what is our religion, um, and why do we
Mhm.
have why do we have a religion,
And why do we have a religion?
and why do we have a religion? And our religion is Islamism, that was brought to us by the prophet, our prophet in these days, Noble Drew
Mhm.
Ali. So I was just asking you, what why do we have a religion, and what is Islamism to you?
To me.
This,
Okay,
this
why
the
do
bill.
we have a religion, and what is Islamism to me? Well, we have a religion because we need to know how to follow law. That's why
Islam.
we have religion, because without it, we would be so, well, as we can see, depends on how you're following the religion. But without it, You're just running around here in the jungle. You're in the jungle. As man fell, he fell into a jungle.
Mm-hmm.
So we need Islamism to keep us out of this jungle. And Islamism to me, it's an obligation. It's a it is it's the old time religion, but to me it is to help me put me into alignment with Allah so I can ascend back to my higher self. Without Islamism, I wouldn't know nothing about learning my lower self and my higher self. So Islamism to me is all about instruction. It's to better build me as a better person, to show up better for my community and my nation. Islam.
Islam.
What
Well,
is
I
it
think
to
we
you?
we have the same thoughts in a way because I mean, I can come back on what you said when you said it institutes the laws of government so we can be decent and kind and better citizens religiously. Um,
Islam.
and as you take on these lessons of
Mm-hmm.
Islam and you digest them
Mm-hmm.
day in and day out, it turns your practice more so of its actions. You start to see yourself walking in everything that you digest, and you're becoming Islamism. You're showing it more so and not just talking about it, not just going to the temple on Friday and Sunday. You digesting this day in and day out. So you become the character to become one with Allah. So it gives you Islamism gives you a better understanding of how our whole body, our whole thought made manifest, of plane of man made manifest, how everything is in coexistence with each other to work and build each other up once we build
Mm-hmm.
ourselves up to reach a highest of your height to where you could it's like an institute of everything that is weighing on you. It builds us up in character and works in words and deeds. So Islamism is something to me that is an old time religion, but it does institute the laws, the natural laws that has been given to us so we can also trace ourselves back to become who we supposed to become. Islam.
Islam. Um, do we appreciate Allah's love though? Do we appreciate his love?
You can't appreciate his love if you don't know what love is.
Yes, Islam.
Islam.
Islam. So when you say that, there has been where the prophet asked, do you love the prophet? Do you love me?
It says that.
No, do you love the prophet? Do any of the Moors really love the prophet? Because there's something he said when he asked, do you love me, the prophet? Do you love the prophet?
Tried and true.
Do
I
you
love
love
the
the prophet?
prophet.
All right.
I love the
Act
prophet.
like it then. Act like it. Act one, act two, act three, act four, act five, act six, and act seven. Act like it then. If we so called love the prophet, act like it then. Right or wrong. We gotta all act like we love him then. Because these are actions. Love is an action. It ain't just talking about it. How are we showing that we love the prophet?
By imitating the prophet, by imitating the prophet, by following these divine laws and divine holy instructions that he's given to us because he gave us everything that we needed to know. So if we're gonna love the prophet, we must imitate the prophet
Islam. How to imitate the prophet.
by
And
exercising the five principles that was given out with love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
Islam. Islam. So we have to act on those things. How do we learn how to love though? How do you learn? How do we learn how to love?
My intelligent answer is to tell you nothing that I do not know. I know how to love. I'm learning how to love, but I'm starting with learning to love self and to be myself. Um, by submitting to Allah's will and not just abiding by my own will to learn how to love. That's love.
Allah's will. But even with Allah's will, well, and that's what I could say about Islamism. Islamism also to me is bringing my will and aligning it with Allah's will. Stop going for my
Yeah,
own will.
because man, it's truth and falsehood strangely mixed. So you're gonna have to reach that. You have to reach that height of the height to be one with Allah. It's not just all there because your lower self is very strong. So that's a part of you too as well. So you have to reach that highest height, the
Yes.
virtues.
But when we reach the highest heights, we got to go to the lowest depths in order to reach the highest heights. That's why we go through what we go through. It's it's like coming up like the phoenix, pretty much. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Allah's will, we were not supposed to disobey his will, and we did. Because we don't study. We should study, rise, protect ourselves from European teaching. Because they're charming. The European is very charming. And we walked away from Allah's will and felt like we gonna let them circle, we gonna let them do this will. So this is my will now. Because I'm gonna go off what they said. It had nothing to do with Allah and Allah's will. We fell into the jungle when we fell from Allah. We fell into a jungle.
Ooh, we just talked about that tonight with the
Really?
holy will, with the creation. Follow me, and we just talked about that with chapter 7. We talked about all that stuff and know thyself first. And unity will follow. The lawful way. You have to unify with Allah in a lawful way. So you have to be, it's redemption. It's only gonna come to you when you're like pure, when you're pure in your heart. When you have to put in the work. Taking accountability. You know what I'm saying? You can really attest a need to get yourself together. Because I'm a reflection of you and you're a reflection of me. So therefore, let's be lawful and unite as one in love. So it's like, but you have to know your foes as well. Like a soldier never knows his strength without his foes.
Not his foes. Come on now.
And then foes that you have is not here to just beat you. It's here to teach you.
Teach you.
And you can take it, you can take it however you want to take it by your own perception. So when you get to sit back and you be still, when you get to thinking and not just going within your own self, because see, when self tells you something, it's probably wrong. But when Allah is telling you to do something, you're going right. So you have to know how to be still and to wait for that message. But in the same token, as you going through the jungle, you going through this wilderness, you going through all of this, you can't give up. You have to keep on fighting for it. You cannot let it devour, because at the end of the light, at the end of the tunnel, there is going to be light. You're going through your darkness, that dark pit. You got to go through that to reach that. That's the struggle. That's the sacrifice. You sacrificing self, your lower self, to reach your highest of your heights. Islam.
Ooh, come on now. Because our will debase us. Our will debase ourselves. We debase ourselves from Allah. That's what our will do. It debased us from Allah. Allah's will is for us to stay focused and fight the lower self. That's that David and Goliath degree. We're supposed to put Allah's will is for us to stay focused. And we can't stay focused because we all over here and over there and not in our studies and not putting this on our dial plate. To where if
Got
they
to.
came and took all of our, if they came right now and took all of our literature from us, how many of us know enough of this circle seven of these degrees to really break them down and come together to make this thing, put it all back together again? Because we have to remember, that's what remembering is all about. It's putting it back together. Because they'll come and take it apart.
They're gonna come and take
But
it
we have
like
to
they take
protect the
everything.
prophet and the movement by all costs.
Mm.
So, we staying focused and fighting the lower self, as you said. That's that to me, that's that marriage and bringing it together. Going through what I've been going through, what I've been going through health wise.
Islam.
And I've been in class. I told you about my scan I did. So being in class, because I ain't been in class in a minute. So I'm in Ayurvedic school, right? So all this time I've been studying for this cycle, it's been about the brain and the mind and the skull and the alignments, unalignments, and how they happen and how it causes mental illness and things like that, right? So as I'm
Mhm.
reading, it says you gotta learn how to reach back, like attach the heart to the kidney so they can have a relationship. You gotta go down in the dark place with the heart. Connect it back to your kidneys. Girl, when I tell you, because you know what I've been going through. So in my mind, I'm going, oh my goodness. I swear I've been feeling like I am up on a cross being resurrected. Stuff is being stripped from me, pulled out of me. Like if that's what the piercing and the hitting felt like, baby, that's what I'm feeling. I swear that's what I've been feeling.
No pain, no gain.
Girl, no pain, no gain. But I feel I'm coming back even stronger. And all praise is due to Allah for allowing me to take this time to just be in quiet and peace and hear that still small voice. Literally be able to hear it, connect with it, and say, all right. And like I told you, with doing the scan that I did, really showed me some things that I have not worked on that I thought I worked on, and I have not worked on them. And boy, I cried today on the phone with you because I was reminded that there's some work still got to be done. But that is the beauty of being a part of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science or the Moorish Science Temple of America. The beauty of it is coming into yourself and learning yourself. It's not the easiest because you don't want to accept a lot of things that come with you when you learning this. Don't want to accept it. You don't want to see yourself in it, but it's you. And I'm great. I'm so grateful.
It's very, hate to part of the body, but it's very easy for you to, like we spoke about earlier, it's very easy for someone to blame others,
It's
you
long.
know, than for you to blame yourself. Because when you get to blaming yourself, or when you get to seeing nobody owes you anything, nobody is here to, ain't nobody coming to save you but you. So when you get to seeing that everything you went through was because of you, that's when the
Hmm.
test starts. What you gonna do about it? What are
Yes.
you still gonna stay in this sunken place? Or are you still gonna keep on stepping? That's what happens. You're not taking accountability. So you need, like these lessons that we gave, you can go off into any other book that is religiously, it's gonna always bring you back to this circle
Yes, it
seven.
is. It
Everything
is.
is in here for you to know. Clear and cut. It's here, and you have to do your own research to get to know. And once you start unfolding, you gonna know a whole lot about yourself. And it may make you question, like, who was I? Like, what was I doing?
Mm,
Like, what
yeah.
was really going on with me? You really be oblivion to a lot of things you did not know about yourself. Yet you taken upon all these other type of unnecessary things in your life, like you can handle it, but you ain't even handled yourself properly. So how are you expecting anything else to handle you except for what you don't know? So it's very detrimental that you do know yourself. It's very detrimental that you do stay within your lessons and know how you maneuver with your lower self and your higher self. But a lot of us don't even know the capacity of what we can do when we reach our higher self, because we are still in that state of mind. A lot of us are still in that state of mind of ego, vanity, jealousy, just
Mm-hmm.
trying to
Mm-hmm.
be something, to be a part of something, not being
Wow.
okay with being with self and with the Father God, allowing the mother of virtues, and knowing that's the best place for you to be.
Ooh,
Then that's when
yes.
you
Yes.
extend out your energies to others in other
Others.
situations, in other places, because you'll know how to yield when you see something, that you'll know your intuition stronger. You'll know how to yield and bring yourself back and protect yourself. This is a tool to protect yourself as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's a gift. We've been given a gift. The
Ooh, the
holy,
gift.
the
Let's talk
gift, the
about this
holy
gift.
breath. The holy breath is the gift. That's the gift. The gift to understand, the reason, and the will. That's that breath. You know,
Mm-hmm. And
don't take
Allah
it.
also appointed.
Don't take it for granted.
No, no, you can't. You can't. And your gifts are appointed by Allah.
It's ordained. It's there. Tap
But do you
into
know?
it. Tune
But do you
in.
know we don't? But when we are to live in a way to open our understanding, we become one. But our gifts, if we don't do nothing with these gifts that Allah gives us, this is what I'm talking about. Going back into your gifts, all this you giving and working to supply for the next person and build their stuff. Allah appointed each one of us gifts, and when we don't tap into our gifts, because those are still gifts from Allah.
Hmm.
Everybody's gift ain't the same. No matter if you're doing the same thing, there's a certain gift in you that makes your gift different from anyone else's, because Allah gives each one of us the measure that's appropriate for us, correct?
Hmm.
So we need to start not even the gifts of understanding from Allah, but the gifts that He has placed in our hands. He gave us these so that we can do things with them. The gifts He has given us, we need to do stuff with those gifts. We're just sitting on these gifts that we have, making excuses of why we don't do it, why we're not. It's always why we're not. But that's disobeying Allah, because you still going for your own will and not Allah's will. And Allah's will is for you to have these gifts so that you're able to eat, you're able to become community and all of that. So not even just the gifts of understanding, but the gifts that He's given you to help you navigate on this plane and navigate throughout this world.
They must have gifts.
Hmm. We gotta live love. We got to live love. We gotta live love. But I think what the biggest part is too, Bashira, that goes on with our movement in the organization, because as long as we continue to be separated, we stay in the jungle. Whether it's organization, whether it's church, whether it's people, whatever it is, as long as we're staying separated and constantly causing, we staying in the jungle. We can't learn how to love. We cannot learn that love thing. I feel what the biggest part is the reincarnation part. That nobody has that much faith in the prophet. No one even has that much faith in Allah to know that resurrection even exists. Reincarnation even exists. We were prepared to meet a king. You are always being prepared to meet a prophet. One. And how do you
Islam.
know that? How can we even can we coin and can we look and find where resurrection is even spoken on? Do you know where that is even in our 101s? Where they read it all the
Mm.
time, but for people to read it all the time, but to say that this did not happen with our prophet is the most craziest thing to me, because it's in their face. It's in their face in plenty of places in this circle 7, but it's in their face in this one of these 101s.
I'm trying to think. Is it key? 77, 76. When it says, when was his time declared out? When he nailed Jesus on the cross?
No, 81.
It's 81. Okay, I need to keep going there. It's for
What is the name of the person
the
whom
person.
Jesus was first reincarnated?
Islam.
Prophet Muhammad the Conqueror.
The
But they
person.
say ain't no reincarnation happen. Ain't no resurrection. The prophet ain't with nobody. No, he did not. That's a lie. Well, you just said that Allah's a lie too, then. You just really proved that you have no faith in this movement. Because you don't even have faith in Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and you have no faith in Allah. So why carry a card talking about all that?
For personal, for like I stated, for your own personal gain satisfaction. A lot of people just want to be a part of something.
Islam, Islam, Islam. Without even knowing the lessons, without even digging into the lessons, because they pick this up like it's a joke. Because it only has how many pages? So they take these how many pages as a joke. Oh, easy read, 91, 91 pages.
But regardless if you're reading these lessons, whatever, I could at one point in time I was reading these lessons, had no clue what they meant.
Me
Had no
either.
clue what they meant, I would not speak on it until I knew what it meant to me. So I can read um in divine instruction, one or two. I may know maybe a little word from word verbatim, but do you really know what you're reading? Do you know what you're reading? You
Islam,
know? So
Islam. It's Islam.
follow your God, follow your guide, follow your God, follow your heart, and Allah will eventually put it in your heart for it to unfold to you. But until then, excuse my language, I'm not getting out the verbiage. A lot of us Moors need to be quiet
Mm-hmm.
before they
Mm-hmm.
get to regurgitating what they speaking on.
Islam, Islam,
And that's
totally.
and that's facts. You can add you can build off of it, but you can't just start speaking on something that you really don't know too much about. That's what causes the
Yeah,
confusion.
confusion.
That's what
Exactly.
caused the confusion and the chaos. That's what stirs away the people from the movement. It's too much
Exactly.
confusion and chaos. So first and foremost, as me coming into the movement, and I'm still juggling. I'm still really in the cares of the world. So, I'm not taking this as I need this, I need that. I'm just going because someone wanted me to go. Or
Mm-hmm.
I'm just doing this for someone else. But once I got to getting deep in my foes, and I'm realizing like I'm down on my lowest of the low. So I have no other choice. I'm doing everything possibly that I can to lift my spirits. And this is what Allah led me to be into, is this right here, the Circle 7. And not only do I read it, I learn from it, I research it, I see where my understanding is, to where I can
Mm-hmm.
bring it to someone else. Because what someone else may have, it may just spark something within me for me to build off
Mm-hmm.
of it. And that's where we come in as a collective to understand, we need each one, all of us is bringing something to this. It's not a lot of wrong answers when you speak in your own thought of understanding. That's your own thought of understanding. But if there's someone that can be more wise, that may know more, that can add on and build, let me add on to your thoughts so you can maybe
Yeah.
get a better understanding, and you're going to keep on building off of that. That's when you're reaching the highest of your heights, to where you're trying to understand and unfold within these lessons. But the reincarnated, I don't know why a lot of us don't believe in reincarnation, because This whole Circle 7 is based off of reincarnation.
Incarnation, it truly is. But even this, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the founder, brought us this information. So he brought us the national teachings, right? He brought us this thing on a national level. When he reincarnated when he reincarnated, that's when the divine ministry happened. And I still go based off the name. So even his name being John, Gibbons Eel, I'm looking at John as preparing us to meet our king.
It's repeating itself.
It's repeating itself.
It's
What do
repeating
you
itself.
mean? Are we not paying attention? Because we didn't learn through reading. We learned through signs and symbols. So what is you talking about? What is really going on to where we're not seeing that? And that's what keeps us so divided. Because some just want to go with this national, but you don't want to dig into this divine teaching because this divine teaching gonna make you work. That's why they don't want to recognize a resurrection or a reincarnation. Because they don't want to do the work, because then that's gonna be where the real work comes in. That has to be why. Why would you deny that? And even everywhere we see where the prophet is saying, if you lose faith in your prophet, in your temple, cease from wearing your turban and return to the state where other prophet found you. You obviously have no kind of faith in him. For you not to even dig into that or do any research on that. It's spoken of in every holy text you see. Well, how do we have all those prophets on our nationality card? Do we not have them there for, well, excuse me, I'm confused. Confucius, Buddha, Jesus, the prophet. I mean, all that has to do with reincarnation right there. So how are you a member? How do you carry a card and you don't even really know what that even means? So we playing with the movement? Like, we just gotta be honest. We have all these accolades and titles and this and that, but is anybody really falling in line with the prophet for real? Or we just got all these accolades and sheikesses and sheiks and grand and this and supreme and all this. For what reason? Because it ain't helping nobody. It ain't helping the community. It ain't helping us come together. It's just a bunch of names being thrown around. And people just hustling the information that the prophet brought us.
Well, for their own gain.
For their own gain. Not for helping. And we gotta learn how to be a community. It's harvest time and we ain't even ready. It's harvest time and we don't even understand what it means to them when it's harvest time. More children come up missing, more women come up missing.
It gives them more time to do their dirt because at the end of the day, it gets dark earlier. Gives them more time to do what they need to do. Yes.
But guess what? If we were a community, in a community, we share our harvest when it's a community. When we living in all these other places, we gotta can stuff, dehydrate stuff. But see, if we lived in a community where everyone has, so we wouldn't have to do that because we would be feeding each other. Here you go, here you go, here you go. We ain't gotta have all this overabundance of things because we're living amongst each other and we're feeding each other. That's what community is about. But we don't want to help with no mutual obligations. We don't even want no mutual obligation to help no one. And that's sad. We act like we can't live amongst each other. When we supposedly have a whole town we should be moving to. Shouldn't nobody be walking around here homeless? So they have nowhere to go and you're a Moorish American Muslim. And there's supposedly land and some stuff out here that's supposed to be for the Moorish American Muslims.
The prophet said, I urge you to remember there is work enough for all to do in helping to build a better world.
Come on.
Yes, the problem. This is a social and economic problem, and it really is a social and economic problem. And truth be told, a lot of us are not even ready to what is about to be happening. A lot of us are not even aware of what is actually happening right
Happening.
now.
No, no, because we're too busy.
They're trying their hardest to keep things how it was, or take it back to how it used to be. They're trying their hardest.
Because the new religion, when they gave you their religion, guess what that religion did? And it still does it now. It never wanted you to come out of suffering. It's never wanted you to come out of suffering, ever. It never wanted you to come out of suffering.
And that takes us back to whenever when they abolished slavery. You know, they put them amendments in the 13th, 14th, they put them amendments in, them acts in, they put them in and reworded it in ways. They did not do nothing. It took us out of physical slavery, but it put us into mental slavery. Still, we're coming up with all these Jim Crow laws. All of
Yeah,
this to
but
keep
guess
us
what?
from not receiving what we're supposed to be receiving.
Mm-hmm.
It's all
But
the
who?
system was made to keep us down.
But in real talk, no. Listen, no. This is what's the trip, and I'm gonna break this down even more the more I go into it. Whose will was it for us to be free? Allah, of course. Sovereign power came from brothers and sisters to someone that they keep denying that he even did anything. So that Abraham Lincoln degree is a major degree we need to be looking into. Because in there, some things happened. We had a second chance because we were the ones, sovereign power came from us to him, living Allah's law. We fell from the highest. We fell. We the ones
We
want to go
did.
the other direction. We don't want to
We fell
listen. We want to go the other way.
drastically.
So in all reality, we're the reason why we where we at. Not him. Don't blame it on him. No, it ain't.
I'm not blaming Abraham
No,
Lincoln.
no,
I'm
no,
saying
not
that
you. I'm
the
not saying you. I'm
trickery,
not saying you.
yeah, the trickery in it. That's why it's very. We need to
Tricky.
learn law, like the trickery in it, the
Yeah.
wordplay. It's the wordplay in it. We got
That's why
happy. We got happy when and joyful. Oh, they abolished slavery. Some of us didn't even want to come out of slavery. Still is to right now. But
it's still
we
going
oh
today.
they abolished slavery. We abolished slavery, not knowing it was a trick. You know what I mean? It was a trick into that too. It was a
Okay.
trick in it.
Okay, the night trick. Yes, it was. And that's why Prophet Noble Drew Ali brought us national teaching. There was a national teaching and a divine. But most people miss the divine because they keep saying, oh, no, he didn't do that. He didn't go in nobody's body. That's crazy. But you miss the divine teaching, and that's why you can't understand the lessons. Because you don't realize that was what he brought was the national, but he can only bring the divine in a divine way. And you wasn't gonna recognize him based on what he looked like, because that's the problem. That's where they got you with this soul thing. The new religion tells you you don't have no soul, but you got to get in touch with it because that's that still small voice. You cannot see the soul. That's why you don't think it exists. If we did, we would love more. If we were even in touch with it, we would love more. We would love way more than what we doing now. We would love way more. And we don't. My fault, Jasmine. I didn't even see you on there, my love. We have fallen so out of love with ourselves. So with that being
Islam.
said, the new religion don't. Islam, Jasmine.
It's interesting you mentioned that small still voice. I demonstrated chapter 7 in our holy day today. We right on
Islam.
schedule. Islam.
There's
Praise Allah.
God.
Tell us more about it. Tell us more about it.
Islam. Well, chapter 7 is Jesus reveals to the people of their sinful ways, and it talks about how you don't have to be basically as instruction 6 apology says, Allah lives not in the noise of tongues. There is no way to him from any idol shrine, um, basically, the closest place, to meet Allah is in the heart, so our heart, our actions, that has to be the loudest thing, when we are moving about in our words, acts, and deeds, Islam.
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 And when you said when I'm speaking on that, Sister Jasmine, you were speaking on the heart. We was reading about the holy breath,
Islam.
and the holy breath is that life flow. It's that flow and includes all emotions and energies that move in and through you, and it's designated as a feminine energy as well. And in that essence, that breath flows in and out through one of the greatest organs that we have, which is the heart, the cardiac plexus, which is the heart. The
Islam.
nearest place that you can reach our lives within the heart. So that's what the holy breath is within that heart. That's that spirit.
Islam. In chapter 7, it says, instruction 9, Jesus said, the holy breath cannot be seen with mortal eyes, nor can men see the spirit of the Holy One.
Mm-hmm.
So that is right in alignment of everything that you speak on. I shared also uh, today. It was yesterday I was reading, or last night more so, when I was reading the Quran, and I was at chapter 21 for marriage instructions for man and wife, and it was I shared it on my social media today, talking about precepts. That it means in law it's a command or a mandate in writing, and then breaking down the understanding of prudence. Wisdom applied to our practice. You can't have teachings without application. And so understanding, the prudence, precepts, and truth, how they tie together. They say, John 14, it says Jesus is called the truth. And so fidelity and honesty, those are virtues of truth, conformity of words to thoughts, which is called moral truth. We know through thought is the cause of it all. The closest place to meet Allah is in the heart. Man is a thought of Allah, and Allah is love. So we have to actually apply the teachings that the Prophet gave us and stand on our principles, with the first one being love. If you're not doing none of it, what is you doing?
Islam. Islam. We gotta live that love. We gotta live that love. But see, we keep messing around with these lawyers and doctors and priests. And do you realize what them carnal things are you're drunk off of? Those wine of carnal things. Do you realize what that is?
These are physical things. That's
Wine of
not a
carnal things
spirit.
is the junk in your head. That's all them that junk in your head you need to go put in the trash can before we go up in these temples.
Is I
Empty out
mean,
that junk because that's the wine of carnal things. Everything that's in your head that the doctor, the priest, the lawyers, and all the rest of these folks done gave you that ain't yours.
Everything that's
is that's that again, that goes back to when it's time. That's something else I mentioned in today's demonstration. In order for us to become close to Allah, we know that we need to pray. Another form of getting closer to Allah or spirit is by meditation. And when you pay
Yeah.
attention, you in a quiet area. You know what I'm saying? If you can't gather your thoughts, and your thoughts is constantly scrambled, or it's too loud, you got too much going on in your mind, and you need to quiet down that mind, or quiet down your mind, so that you can hear Allah, as you are praying and meditating. So Islam, right on.
Because our
Islam.
will is to go ahead, Rashara. My apologies. Go ahead.
No, I was Islam, Sister Jasmine. Islam. Yeah, in alignment, and all these the lessons that you can trace yourself back within whatever you're demonstrating. It's all within this book of Circle 7. I was just saying Islam to that because I think we was on the same frequency tonight.
Yeah, we all were. And that which is a good thing. Because our will is continuing our destruction. Our own will. Not the will of Allah. Our will. Is continuing our destruction.
It's other the other thing that's interesting is how you said quiet and or we talked about quieting your thoughts and things of that nature.
Hmm.
Again, back to uh, instruction 21 of marriage, instruction for man and wife. That first instruction tells us, give ear, fair daughter of love, to the instructions of prudence, and let the precepts of truth sink deep in thy heart. So shall the charms of thy mind add luster to the elegance of thy form, and thy beauty, like the rose it resembleth, shall retain its sweetness when it blooms. It wither, um, that's a big deal. Like the more I read into our Quran and break it down, our instructions, like I find hidden little gems piece by piece. Sometimes it may be a word that will open up a whole new, lesson or further instruction and guidance if you pay attention and silence everything else to truly hear Allah speak into your heart. Like, alhamdulillah. Praise Allah.
Wow.
Honors to our Prophet for giving us our nation and our lessons. Islam.
It's long. It's long. I want to make say something about what your sister Jasmine said. Camelback off of it. This was spoken about in the Holy Day meeting tonight by Sister Linda, and she came out of chapter 2 in Key 26. Very, very strong point. When she read it, I was like, I don't think I paid attention to this as hard as I did this evening. And when the world is ready to receive, lo, Allah will send a messenger to open the book and copy from its sacred pages all the messages of purity and love. And when the world is ready to receive, is we ready to receive?
Is I think I want to piggyback off of that also because as Moors, we are charged with uplifting fallen humanity. Um, Gratitude for sharing what you just shared because sometimes Moors can become frustrated when others are not. Their hearts, I'll say, their heart chakra is not open to receive those lessons. And the other thing to that is we have to, live these lessons to be an example. We know what a harbinger is. And if we look again back to chapter 7, specifically instruction 8, where it says, and all the people said, teach us to know the Holy One who speaks within the heart, Allah of the still small voice. And that's when, Jesus goes into saying that the Holy Breath cannot be seen with mortal eyes, nor can men see the Spirit of the Holy One. But in their image, man was made, and he who looks into the face of man looks at the image of Allah who speaks within. And when man honors man, he honors Allah. And what man does for man, he does for Allah. That tells us right there, show and prove those who do not know. We have to show them by our actions. So again,
Islam.
who taught you to love? Are you actually standing on your principles that develop your character, that allow you to step in the first place and show your hands? We show all 10. We don't have a
Mhm.
hand hidden, so again, words, acts, and deeds. If you're not living according to your principles and you're not, executing your divine creed, it's time to tighten up and get back into
Hey,
your
'cause
lessons. Is on.
Islam. Do you love the prophet? Do you love the prophet, Jasmine?
Islam. I do love the prophet, and the prophet
Act like it.
in our
Act
Quran it said
one, act
these
two, act three, act four, act five, act six, and act seven.
Islam. It
You gotta
said
act like it.
these lessons is for those who love Jesus. Islam.
Islam.
It's
You gotta act like it then. Okay, one more question before we get off because this is deep because we're mothers and this is something I have. Do you know the language of the youth right now?
It's
What do y'all feel the young language of the youth is right now?
when I thought I knew the language of the youth as a young, because I'm 35 and I still find myself, I call myself still pretty youthful. But when I listen to my son, I be feeling so outdated. So I will say, in all honesty, I don't know the language of the youth, but I will say, um, paying attention to how easily influenced our youth is by media. So sometimes I like to say that media is the language of the youth because that's how they listen to the music and that influences their spirit. Islam.
That's Shira, do you wanna chime in before I get
The language of the youth to me right now is they have somewhat lost their way. So they're creating their own language of their understanding of what they think is right, and it's really reckless um, in that aspect, if I can say, being kind of disobedient to not really want to listen to any of their elders, a lot of the youth. So they have created their own lingo, which I have a young mind as well. So I can relate certain things that they may do or say, but we had our own verbiage, and it's just they kind of made their own verbiage. So I would say the language of the youth right now is that they're not listening to nobody but themselves.
Islam, if I may,
Islam?
Islam.
I feel like hearing what you just said. There's a prime example I like to often think of. Um, it's a group of Moors I know. They were not properly guided. They had questions, and those questions were not answered. And so that left them to try to figure things out. They followed their heart because they were so passionate about trying to make it. Um, and if you know anything about millennials and Generation Z, if there's one thing we know is if we can't get it here, we're going to try to figure it out somewhere else. Prime example, I was just on a dialogue in regards to business and our younger generations working. There was an article that said that the younger generations are being fired quickly because they're either considered rude, don't know how to have proper work attire, etc. But the problem is, if no one properly guided them to an extent and gave them a safe space to be understood and ask questions to learn, how can we fault them? Um, and they are going to try to figure it out because they definitely have eyes to see, and ears to hear that okay, this didn't work for the prior generations, but no
Right.
one's willing to make a way or open to hear, okay, how can we move forward? So how can we be mad at them or even not even so much mad, but you know, it's I feel for them because they trying to figure it out. They know what didn't work and they feel what's currently going on is impacting them and they just trying to figure it out. I
They're on
feel like
defense.
yeah, so they're on the
They're
fence.
on the defense. Yeah.
Yeah, so um, as a millennial, one thing I always
Mm-hmm.
said an example in regards to like the workplace. If I can't make it here, I'm not gonna maintain my loyalty here. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
go try to figure it out somewhere else. And I think that's really what they trying to do is they trying to figure it out. They lost, but they know at the same time because their spirit, your ancestors are within us. We carry that within. It's trying to find the right path. It's all.
Islam. All right. Well, the language of our youth to me is hate. Why I say that? Well, in our circle 7, it says, watch the inclination of our children, right? We've been pulling other people's weeds, others' weeds, and not being responsible for our own. This is where all of this is coming from. We dropped the ball. I have millennial children. I have children from the age of 32 to 19. So, yes, I'm very aware of what's going on because I stay in tune with them. So, their language is a lot of hate. If you listen to the music, it has to do with taking yourself out, crashing out, doing this, doing that, not able to handle things coming your way. But when we don't watch the inclination of our children by pulling weeds for someone else, and this is where I was talking about our gifts and using our gifts that Allah has given us, because we've been pulling other people's weeds in these places, these jobs in these places, so we can't watch the inclination of our children. We can't. The European, when they said, no, you ain't watching no inclination of your children, they'll lock you up if you watch the inclination of your children. So the European took over our children. And the sins of the father fall on the children. So we have a 12-step ladder that helps us put them back on the right track. But even with our brothers, when you were just saying that about our brothers, those were like children. And someone needed to watch their inclination and help them. Because they were bent, what does it say? He wanted to cut down all the bent and broken you know what I'm trying to say. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. He wanted to cut them all down, and when he cut it all down, he had nothing left. But if you do that, who will Allah save? So they're gonna come in bent and broken and things like that. But how can we help? How can we assist? We gotta use that 12-step ladder. That's why we have tools, and we have to really start using our tools, keeping our tool bag on us. I don't care if you gotta go buy you one and put it around you and put all the tools in it so you can be reminded of them.
It's all.
And that's
Because
real.
I think
Islam.
it also goes back into us walking and talking these lessons. Um, our grand governor of Texas, he always say, "Who taught you to love?" You know, and it starts from within the home. You know, mother and father, but we have to again study ourselves and start loving ourselves so that we can create that ripple effect so that we
Yeah.
can show up to love them and show them the way.
Yep. But when you say that our mother and father taught us how to love, did they really? Because did they know how to love?
No. What I'm saying is it start back within the home. And when you look at our family units in general, it's not whole. They didn't
Okay.
see love, you know what I'm
Islam.
saying? And we need to put that back in, to
Islam.
our home structure so that we can create that solid foundation for our youth. Another thing I like to say is, speaking of mental health, you have to take care of the first temple, which is the body. That means pouring yourself love, loving yourself so that you can show up. My old heads used to always tell me, how can you love somebody else and you don't love yourself? And the more that I study my lessons and become older, I understand and appreciate that lesson because it is the absolute truth. You can't even set the home straight if you have no love. You know what I'm saying? Um, think of how, for example, when as we as women, when we become pregnant and what they call it, we start nesting. We start pouring love into our home to set that foundation and that feel in our home so that the child can feel loved and nurtured. We got to do that with ourselves, and then we can put it into the second temple, which is your home, and the third temple, in my opinion, is your community. You got to set your house in order, apply the lessons to yourself, apply the lessons to the house, and then apply the lessons going out. Because at that point, you walking and talking, Drew Ali.
It's long. It's long.
And then that's when they see, oh, Islam, this our people. I want to be a part of that. They look good. I want that's really what it boils down to. Because the youth really, when you consider the youth that's out in the streets and they typically join these gangs, for example, they looking for family. They don't have family at home, so they looking for family in the streets. They looking family for in the wrong places that really don't have love for them. You see what I'm
It's
saying?
long.
And so they tend to end up in trouble and they not living upright.
It's long. It's long. Oh my goodness, it's long.
So
See?
we gotta start somewhere and start with ourselves and ripple. It's a ripple effect, kind of like when you stick your finger in some water and you see those ripples pool outwards, and it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
draw others into it because they gonna want that. They say it's a beautiful thing to look at someone that has love in their eyes versus someone that's cold.
Mm-hmm. It's
You're not
long.
gonna want to be around and involved with anyone that's got love cut off.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Facts.
With that, I yield. It's long.
It's long. It's long. Sister Rashira, would you like to say anything else?
Islam, no, 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 no. She spoke good. I do have a question. So you said millennials. What age group is that? You said I thought I was a millennial. I thought 1981 was still millennial. So am I not a millennial?
It's long. What year were you born? If you don't mind.
1981. 1981.
81. So I'm 89. Millennials, they start at,
I thought it was 1980.
let's see,
Oh, y'all started in 1980. I'm not a millennial.
I
so
can
81
consider.
through 96 is
Ah,
millennials,
okay,
also
yeah.
known as Generation Y. The generation
Generation
that
Y.
follows after that
Why?
is Generation X.
So this millennium generation, why?
Is
Yeah, so
why.
81 to 96. We are Generation Y, but we are also known as millennials.
Okay.
I always was asking why too. But why? Just playing.
You
I'm
know,
just
it's so funny. My uncle, he calls me the owl because I was always inquisitive. Who, what, when, where, why?
You know that's
I need
me
to
because I'm like,
know. Why am I exhausting
why
my
I gotta do
energy in
that?
this? Yeah, I
oh,
need to
so y'all
I just
know.
wanna know
blind
why.
moving. Y'all
Because I
blind
told you
moving.
so. Just do it. But why though? That's how I always get in trouble. But why?
Yeah, because I need to know why am I investing my
Why?
energy in it? I
No,
need to
y'all too
understand.
express.
And but it's like, and I mean, it's I don't even mean to be inquisitive in a bad way. You know, I need to know how I need to show up. You know, like, do I need to
Let me know why. What did I do? Because I don't think I did anything. So let me know. I'm just, very I'm just speaking my
inquisitive?
opinion. And
Islam.
yeah. So
Okay.
Hey, I know that's right. I'm just speaking my mind.
but our mothers and our fathers, they wasn't taught that way. They were taught
my
we're not
mine says
supposed to
it.
speak
Mm-mm. Yeah,
whenever we
children
know
are
the
seen,
truth.
not heard. That's what it was said. Children are seen, not heard.
Hmm.
Yes.
They shouldn't. They shouldn't hear you at all. You need to be super quiet. But I feel like somehow we need to take that 12-step ladder and helping and using it more to help all of us navigate and get on a better solid foundation. I think that 12-step ladder will help a lot of us. I don't never try to take myself out of it because I'm like, I still got work to do. So I be like, us. Because I be like, I'm in this thing. Us. Yeah, that part. Um, Also, with the different sectors, the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, the Moorish Science Temple of America, the Moorish Science Temple of America, Inc., right? All these different. But guess what? Guess what? Many mansions is in my father's house. So while we trying to disconnect and talk about who ain't right, it's many mansions in Allah's house. So the mansions can have many names. So I think we do this separation thing on purpose because we ain't even thinking. If it's many mansions, it should be nothing that's separating us. Islam?
Islam.
I yield. Anyone have anything to say? Nobody's saying anything. What y'all feel about that? We got many mansions.
Islam. There's many mansions in the prophet's house, but there should be one ultimate divine purpose of what we're all trying to do.
In Allah's house. But you got to realize there's still many mansions. So that's written biblically. A lot of places you can see it's still many mansions. Even though we're coming to one, we're moving for one divine purpose. Still many
Right,
houses.
that's what I'm saying. It just means how many mansions. Are you saying many mansions is how we're separated? Like, but for instance, you can run your house a certain way. I'm running my house a certain way, but the goal is the one goal is to show love. It's like we still should be all imitating the prophet.
I'm not saying many mansions. Don't think of this as a physical thing. Many mansions,
as in thoughts.
Yeah, like because there's many pieces that could come together. Remember, I said we have to remember. When you look at the story of Asad, when his brother chopped him up into 13 pieces, 14 pieces, they couldn't find his phallus. They had to remember him. That's what remembering. They were putting him back together. You got to remember these things. So in these different mansions that we're in, whether they're whether they're temples, whatever they are, there's still many mansions that we're learning from because there were different halls of learning that the prophets went through. They went through every hall of learning. So you got to really even look at that as many mansions because different mansions gonna have different knowledge, different degrees in them. So you can't take away from that. And we have to understand that because that's the only way we're going to come together. Because every time we keep seeking separate, it separates us. But we need to think there's many mansions in our Father's house. So as long as we're on the path and following and imitating the prophet, we can't discount nobody else for what they're doing. Because like you said, the way they run in their house is the way they run in their house, but you can't tell them they're wrong because you don't know that. Have you been in their house? We ain't been in everybody's house to know what they really teaching or what they're not teaching. Go ahead, Jasmine.
Although although we may not be in their house, if we live in by the prophet's lessons and we live in upright, it's gonna show. That's that ripple effect. You know what I'm
And
saying?
come together. Exactly.
It's going to you gonna draw towards those. That's what I'm learning. You're gonna draw towards those that you need to be around. For example, I kept asking Allah to draw me towards more of my sisters because when I came into this movement, I didn't see my Moorish sisters. Well, I saw some of them, and then they were gone. And I kept asking to be more around because I'm like, who are the women of our movement? And they are now appearing before me. And I believe I heard you say it before as well. If they if they scared to be a part of for example, the Uniting of Asian Sisters Auxiliary, they not gonna be a part of us. They not. Those who are meant to be in accordance of the prophet's teachings, one Allah, one prophet, one temple. They're gonna draw together and they're gonna form.
Islam.
Everything else
Amen.
will fall apart.
Islam. Definitely. That is so true. And that's what we need to stand on. Whoever's not, whoever ain't, they just ain't. And it's all right because we got to still keep moving. Because where one or more are gathered together, it's a fact. Is it or is it not? Where two or more are gathered together. My fault. Two or more gathered together. I said one or more. But two or more are gathered together. So Jasmine, I totally agree with that. But and just if whoever can't stand on this and be ready to really get in the trenches of this all, then it's all right.
I
I'm
think
down
at
if
the
it's
same
just three
time,
of us. Huh?
I think at the same time they still serve their purpose. It helps us to be more eyes wide open. It helps
It's
us to
fun.
apply the lessons. You need your positives and your negatives. They there
At
for
all
a
times.
reason because they gonna help us fine tune ourselves to be better, to be more precise on our square and our measures of our, square and compass. Is on, you
It's
know, are you
Yeah, but we're
fully
not we're not trying to we're not here to hold hands forever though. That's what we're not gonna do.
It's I'm not saying that we there to hold hands. No ma'am. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, for example, it's a learning opportunity. You can see where they're not right. And if you paying attention and you're applying the lessons, you are going to naturally move away because you're gonna see, okay, that's not right.
They'll be guided by the truth. If they're imitating the prophet within their reasoning for themselves and not doing it for man.
Well, they'll dismiss themselves from me, to be honest with you, because my energy's not gonna take it. So I don't have to walk away. They're gonna dismiss themselves.
And that might be
They're gonna
that may
dismiss
be your
themselves.
position to make them wake up. You see what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
everything is
Well,
cause
no, it
and
ain't even
effect.
to make them wake up. It's just that if I'm not on that, if we're not on that same vibration, then they're just gonna fall off away from me anyway. It's really not even that. Like it's not that at all. They're just gonna fall off from me anyway.
No, no. What I'm saying is there's a lesson into it that you may be bringing them to wake up at. Whether they wake up in
Hmm.
that moment, but at some point they're gonna recognize it's I met Sister Latebe and that sister was on fire about XYZ, but at that time I wasn't ready for it,
All
and so
right.
therefore I removed, I fell off from her, I moved away. But then at some point later on in life, that lesson gonna come back again, and it may resonate to them. Oh, I remember Sister Latay Bay. Okay, I see what the sister was on. I want to get my life
Hmm.
in order. Islam, you see
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like it's
Oh
a
yeah, I
cause and
know that
effect.
plenty of times that has happened. Plenty of times that has happened. Yes, I totally agree with you. But what I'm really saying is what I have noticed, especially in my growth, because I've been in the conscious community, Jasmine, and I'm in deep in the conscious community, where they do all these different things, rituals and things like this, right?
Mm,
But I noticed that my energy is a certain way, and eventually they do things to remove themselves. So it's not that I'm trying to push anyone away. I'm not saying there's not a lesson in it. What I'm saying is I have learned because I used to be a person that would attract that stuff and hold on to it for a long time, thinking they're going to get better, they're going to get better, whether it was a relationship with a man or any of that, any type of relationship. And I've had to learn how to, when they fall off, to let them go, to let them go on their way. And whatever they did, yeah, they will come back. And they may say, she said this to me, or this happened, and she did say that. Whoopty whoopty whoop. I get that all the time about a lot of stuff that I have told people over the years, and they thought I was crazy. And now everything that's happening right now, I'm getting phone calls like, hey, you said that was going to happen. You said that was going to happen. So, yeah, I experienced that a lot. And I've had this gift since I was young, since I was a little child. So prepared, yeah, I feel like I have been and still being prepared. But I didn't come back this time to play. I came back in love and I came back to handle business. So whoever ain't handling business, I didn't come back for that. Maybe that's what everybody else came back for, but I did. I came back on a whole different mission. Islam.
Islam. What is your mission, sister?
My mission is to uplift humanity and assist my children in being better citizens. And all I can do is assist. I can't make them do anything but assist them. And I see in raising them now that they're getting older and going through the things in life, now they do come back and say that, hey, mom, you know that Morris stuff? Because I have two sons, I changed their names when they were little. They was mad at me too. Like, you took my dad's name. I ain't take your daddy's name. It's still there, right? Now they see all the stuff that's going on. They're going, oh, this is what the important part of that was. See, you thought I was taken from you. I was never taken from you. Even my son that was locked away, he knows it's more science. And now that things are going in his life the way they are, he's going back to that. He's like, oh yeah, mom, I do remember. So to me, that is my purpose. That's why I'm here. I'm supposed to do the work. I'm supposed to get here and do the work of the prophet. When Allah tells me to stand and demonstrate whatever, I'm supposed to go for it. I'm not supposed to sit here and make excuses. That's what I'm here for. To get, because he got rid of all the excuses. So all the excuses people make of why they don't and when they don't and how come, he got rid of all that. So ain't no more excuses, y'all. It sounds good, but it's no more. We're not even in the 12th hour anymore. It's a wrap. So good luck to the ones that need their hands held. But I can't sit there and hold their hand no more. Not even my own children. I've had to sit and watch them suffer. And when I realized that, you can only save yourself. You can't even save your children as much as you want to. And I think me and Sister Bashara, one that can really say it. You wish you could save your children from everything. But when they grow up and you realize that they're an individual person and they're going to make individual decisions, you have to realize you can't save them. They have to save themselves, just like Prophet Noble Drew Ali said.
Just be there for them when that time comes, you know, and it will come. But as your children do get older, you have to understand that you cut. I won't say cut them both, of course, because
yes, you do.
That's a hard thing. When I can cut it, I cut the cord to a certain extent, but I'm not holding their hand. Like, I try my best to hold on to as much as possible I can, but yet and still I have to let them grow and be out and experience their own life. Like, they'll always come back. Your children's gonna come back to you. By the grace of Allah, He will send them back to you. And not send them elsewhere, where you're not able to even speak to them anymore, in that light. So I'm saying to what you're speaking on, Sister Latae, I honestly agree. Like, when it comes to, we were talking about the movement with the United of Asian Sisters, a lot of the sisters, they may not come, but they're just not there yet. And it's no ill will, no hard feelings about anything. They're just not there yet, so whatever they want to do, so mote it be, let them do so. So it's like, we can still all learn from each other. That's what their vision is. Everyone's vision is not the same. I'll just keep it simple, and do what I can do, what I put in my heart for me to do when it comes to my mission. when it comes to the movement. What I'm trying to plan out and execute and be around like-minded sisters that has the same vision as I do, and or maybe able to have another vision where it may be more heightened than mine, and we can just all we're building off of one another to make this thing come into fruition by all means necessary. You know what we need to do. So it's to each his own. I'm not. There's no judgment for him. To each his own. So when the sisters get ready to want to make a step forth and step out of something, and but the thing is, they may be at a place where they love. That's their level of understanding of they're getting protected. That's where they want to be. Everybody's not on the same frequency as everyone. Every sister's not on that. I just can go by my experience of the things that I've went through when it comes to being in the temple. Um, the women is not really talked about a lot. A lot of these lessons, if you get deep down in these lessons, they are talking about the feminine energy. There's no gender, but it's the feminine energy, and they have masked it to where sometimes it's masculine, or they put a gender on it as him, he. So people's going to still get that imprint of thinking it's man, like a physical man. So that I think, you have to know a lot of things that's talked about within these lessons. They're talking about the woman, the soul. That's a feminine essence. Your soul is a feminine essence. The Holy Spirit, that's the Father. But that's the Spirit. That the Spirit is the Father. But the soul, that's that essence. That's that wisdom that you're seeking out on this mission, on this earthly plane. And it's best to get through all these lessons with love.
Islam. So on the church. That's it. So don't search for nothing else. So no matter who's not ready and what they're not ready for, like guys, I'm gonna be honest. There ain't no excuse no more for that. It just really ain't. You either are or you not. Remember we talked about potential today, Lashara. Ain't no potential. You either are or you're not.
Either you got it or you don't.
That's where we're at now, y'all. Like at the end of the day, ain't no more excuses. We've been excusing for 400 years. Ain't no more. Ain't no more. You done been back many times to get this right. Ain't no more excuses. He got rid of them all. So we can make excuses for everybody all we want to. Who ain't ready, when they ain't ready, why they ain't ready. At the end of the day, when it go down, it ain't got nothing to do with that. If me, you, and Jasmine ain't ready, we ain't gonna go neither. So the fire is on our butts. So we better do what needs to be done and stop talking about these excuses. No excuses no more. For none of us. All of us need to throw that away.
As I always say, I must be about my father's business.
Islam.
Come on, Jazz.
What you say? Did you know that I must
I
be
must
about
be
my
about
Father's
my
word?
father's business. Eyes on Allah.
That's it. That's
And
all you
can't
can do.
somebody tell you, somebody, Jasmine, I've been looking for you, girl. What you been doing? I've been looking for you, though. Girl,
I'm right
don't you know
here.
I got me about my father's business? I ain't got time to be playing with you. So who got time to be playing with these folks? None of us.
Shoot, I'm not about to play about Allah.
That's right.
Islam.
We play about our lives. So, this was an amazing build, y'all. I needed this. I needed this for tomorrow. Y'all made me feel good inside, and I'm all warm and cozy.
That's love. It's on.
That's that love. And we got that real love up in here. There's Trinity up in this bad boy. Yes, this was amazing build, y'all. I feel this is something we need to do after our meetings just because we're getting perspectives. And I learned a lot. I'm listening to y'all. I did. I learned a lot. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the teachings. I'm grateful for y'all being my sisters. I'm grateful for the love we share. I'm grateful for the connection. And I can't wait to see what we about to do.
It's on.
Islam. I yield the floor. It's okay. Whoever want to close this thing out, I'm ready.
Go ahead, Sister Jasmine. I'm messing with you. Y'all know I don't like to speak.
It's on.
Islam.
All rise, face east. We're gonna close with more Shemaric prayer. Allah bind our hearts and minds back to our ancient forefathers' divine creed and principles. We ask this in thy holy name and the seven Elohim. Ameen.
Islam.
Islam.
So I will see you guys Sunday, maybe Sunday evening. Y'all wanna do a Sunday evening after Sunday school?
Oh my God, y'all been having meetings every day, sis.
It's
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like
gonna be a church.
it's the more, like I said, the more I get into my more science and talking about it and being about it, like it becomes a natural. It
Yeah.
doesn't, you know, it feel good. And then when you get around your sisters or even when there's brothers that resonate with the prophet's lessons and y'all get to talking more science, it's a beautiful thing.
It's a confidence. Islam.
Islam. Well, I can't wait for Sunday. I'll reach out and see how y'all feeling. We go from there.
It's all. Just send me a link. I
Okay.
wasn't on time, but I'll pop in.
It's all right. You came. That's
Islam.
all. We was able to get your energy. The love came in the room just when it needed to.
It's all.
Islam.
Islam.
Thank y'all so much for your time. This was great.
Peace and love.
Islam. Peace and blessings at all times.